QXE might have done a little bit of damage, but Huck's still at 57 workers. QXE is on 63 workers. Huck does not know about this base over here yet. He just thinks QXE is on the 2, and he's now going to attack with these stalkers. QXE doesn't have much of an army in his main here. He does have a relatively full medevac. He did scout this this expansion down here, so he might be doing a drop. These stalkers are going to engage, try to get some force fields, take down these marauders. They're going to be able to do so. He's not going to be able to go up that ramp yet, so he's going to do some harassment here at this natural. Should be focusing down warriors, or some workers. And he's just going to go up this ramp here and take down the workers. QXE forced to stim to chase down these marauders. It wears off. He's going to have to stim again if he wants the benefits of that attack speed. These stalkers trying to focus down. They should be focusing down these marauders. They're ripping through the stalkers. Looks like QXE is going to try to repair with these SCVs. Huck is able to take down that medevac and should be trying to focus down these stalkers. Don't worry about the workers, should be cutting around, and eventually the stalkers are going to go down here, and QXE letting his workers take them out. He did do this drop in the gold, and he was able to take that down. Huck was too distracted attacking QXE's natural, and he wasn't able to defend that. Didn't warp in enough units, and just these 4 Marines are going to be able to take down this, this expansion. Huck did set up a 3rd here. So, pretty crazy game here with the drops so far. QXE again on 3 bases. It looks like a transfer's coming from the main to the natural of this QXE's base here. Siege tech is being researched, and another siege tank is being pushed out. Looks like we have another possible drop here. Again, using these shift waypoints to stay out of line of sight of Huck's observer here. Though Huck may have seen that and should possibly be warping in units here. There's the 4 stalkers, and be able to try to take down this medevac. If the stalkers had blinked, they'd be able to chase the medevac down. They do not yet. Trying to focus down these marauders. Again, no thermal lance upgrade on these Colossus. You wonder why Huck had that almost 80% complete and canceled it. Doing some long distance mining with these probes. Again, workers 64 to 68. Looks like QXE is checking for any extra bases. Just going to drop some Marines here so Huck cannot expand here. Huck's going to move out with sentries and stalkers. Again, been doing a genius job using these force fields to try to pinch the and split the army of QXE, take down the front marauders and Marines. See if he's yet working on the thermal lance upgrade. He is not. Sitting at 400, 400. That's a good use of minerals here. He's got enough chrono boost. He could be chronoing it out. Now that he has a number of Colossus up, at least 2, he needs that thermal lance upgrade. Huck's coming down, going to try to establish this gold expansion again, or at least get up a pylon here so he can warp in units. Looks like we're going to have a drop just 1 Marine in the back of this base, just 2 stalkers warping in, should be able to take it down. Looks like he's going to do the job with these 3 Colossus. This poor Marine's just going to get roasted there. And it looks like QXE has thrown up these sensor towers, so he's going to be able to see any possible drops and any movement along this short pathway or the main pathway here. Huck has a good positioned observer here, so he's going to be able to see the troop movement of QXE. Looks like a 4th command center is being prepared. Looks like we got another drop in the back of Huck's 3rd base. He is going to lose the medevac and the Marines and Marauders. Drops everywhere from QXE. QXE's main force moving out here. He's coming down with his tanks as well, so we may see a big land battle here. The Vikings are going to try to focus down those Colossus, but they got out of position. The Stalkers were able to take down the Vikings. Big force fields here by Huck. He'd like to keep these units back behind. They're trying to focus down the Colossus. He needs to retreat. He's going to use these Colossus, rip through the Marines Marauders here. He's going to support. He's got 4 Colossus now. Another 2 on the way. Researching Zealot legs, so he's going to be able to close this distance. QXE sets up a choke here with 3 tanks and a 4th up here. Looks like QXE is going to land this 4th expansion. Huck's still on 3. Huck needs to get this extended thermal lance going. Huck could possibly attack from this high ground against the siege tanks here. And he's going to be able to focus down the medevac and Viking here. The Colossus should be safe. Looks like he's going to engage here while he sees the tanks, not yet in siege mode. Takes advantage of that little bit of a gap there. Since the tanks aren't going to be able to fire a number of times as they try to set up there. And Huck's going to roll through this army, take down the Viking. Looks like this command center is going to become a planetary fortress. QXC has done a drop in Huck's base with the tank. He's going to set up here, just the two Colossus, going to try to take down these units. And he's going to be unable to do so. Huck's going to have to warp in more units here. Looks like he's just going to try to instead attack, take down this planetary fortress before it finishes making. Huck does get out some Dark Templar here for defense, but the scan goes down, but not before they're able to take down the units for QXC. QXC is going to retreat with a few units here. This Viking could take down this Colossus. It's at low health. And Huck is pushed forward here. QXC is going to try to pull back and defend here. He's going to get two bunkers up. He needs to get some tanks out to take on this army. The Colossus are going to take down the bunkers here. And Huck could have a proxy, maybe in halfway between here, help him warp in units. He's going to have to pull back. He just cannot support this army fast enough. Again, pumping out more Colossus, Stalkers, and Zealots here. Huck has good observer placement. Again, right by QXC's base, he's going to be able to see all his defenses and in between, so he can see any drops. Huck's going to engage again with these three Colossus. They're going to be able to rip through the Marines and Marauders here. The tanks are going to go up a little bit late, see if they can take down these Colossus. Down goes one Colossus. He needs to focus down the second Colossus. Down goes the second Colossus. These tanks he's going to have to back up, Huck is, or else he's going to lose this third Colossus. Looks like QXC again going to try this fourth command center. He's going to build it up here and land it. Both players a lot of energy they could be using on these orbital commands, and Huck on his Nexus needs to get out that thermal lance upgrade. Been harping on it quite a bit, but it's really important. Looks like QXC is going to take this expansion here, so he's going to be on 5 bases. Well, he's already mined out of 1. He's going to be on 4 mining bases once he finishes this command center. Huck is trying to establish this gold again, but right now the short-term advantage in income is going to Huck, but QXC is going to take it again once he's able to land these 2 expansions and get them going. It looks like he was saving up all of that energy for these mules, so watch this income skyrocket over 2,300, 2,600 per minute with these mules, and he's just going to get a ton of minerals. He needs to be pushing out units more and more. Looks like he's going to do that out of his he's got 6 barracks going, 2 factories pushing out tanks, and the medevacs and Vikings with the reactor starport. Huck's going to do a little bit of patrolling with these Zealots. He could possibly take down these destructible debris to find this space here, though it's almost mined out. QXC's been on this base forever. Huck's going to instead take these Zealots down here and try to defend against any sort of drop. It looks like QXC's next drop is going to be in Huck's main. He could try to take down this robotics bay, which is just now getting the extended thermal lance. Maybe Huck just forgot about that. Not sure why he canceled in the first place, but it's been too long without it. Huck's going to try to warp in these Stalkers to take down this force. The initial Stalkers go down, but he's able to reinforce with his main army. These 6 Colossus going to take down these units. If he had Blink, he could catch these medevacs, but he's not going to yet. This observer for Huck's about to go down here, but he does see this expansion is going to go up. So he's going to see QXC has that income advantage, even without the mules, as most of them were off here. He is on 3 mining bases and will have a 4th as soon as this command center lands. Looks like that's going to happen now. He's going to try to support it this time before it can go down. Coming in with a number of SCVs, Marines, Marauders, and tanks. Huck's got good sight all over the map, seeing any sort of drops here. Vikings are going to go down and try to support this big army. He's all sieged up. See how fast this gets created into a planetary fortress. Here it goes. Looks like we're brewing for a big battle here in the middle. Huck needs to be careful about this positioning. He needs to wait for that thermal lance to finish. It looks like it has. Blink's about to finish. He should wait for that as well. QXC is going to try to get up this missile turrets, and it looks like Huck's going to push in. Now that his thermal lance is done, he needs to focus down these tanks. They should be charging up those Zelds. Looks like they're doing that. Huck's going to come in here with Stalkers, Colossus, take down most of this army here. The Marauders are not able to get to this Colossus, not able to take down the units. Finally, the Planetary Fortress comes up. Huck can attack it from max range with these Colossus, but instead it looks like he's just going to bypass that and try to go for the kill here. He's going to go in and try to take down the whole force of QXE here. If we look at the Army tab, QXE down to 1,600, so he's supporting. He's got a healthy income. He's trying to push out of all those barracks and the factories. QXE needs to try to focus down these Colossus. One goes down. All of them are very low health, but those tanks go down. He's got the tanks staggered, so the tanks are going to shoot from on high there, and tons of Marauders coming out as well. Huck doing a good job microing back these Colossus, putting the weaker ones in the back. And I'd like to see him get some sort of proxy up a little bit closer so he can warp in units close. Maybe a warp prism in the back of QXE's base. Kind of take one of QXE's strategies from him. Looks like instead we're going to have Dark Temple.